Have you ever wondered what really happened to those actors and actresses who became too woke for Hollywood? The ones who seemed to believe they were untouchable, immune to criticism, and above the very audiences that made them famous in the first place? Well, I decided to dig deep. I personally researched where these celebrities are today. And let me tell you, the results are shocking. Because when people say karma is real, in these cases, karma showed up loud, fast, and unforgiving. What you're about to hear is wild, and in some cases, honestly hard to believe. You clicked on this video because you want to know what happened to Hollywood's most controversial woke celebrities. And trust me, you're in exactly the right place. Because today, I've got all the tea. We're talking about massive career collapses, box office disasters, public humiliation, and stars who once dominated headlines, but have now seemingly vanished from Hollywood altogether. In this video, you'll see films that lost hundreds of millions of dollars, careers that imploded almost overnight, and where these celebrities are actually hiding today. This is what happens when Hollywood forgets one very important thing: the fans matter. So let's get into it. Over the past few years, Hollywood pushed hard, really hard, for woke messaging across major franchises. And just to be clear, when I say woke in this context, I'm not talking about personal beliefs. I'm talking about celebrities who publicly attacked their own fan bases, insulted beloved classic films, and turned entertainment into lectures instead of stories. Look, everyone has opinions. That's normal. But many of these celebrities truly believed they were untouchable. They thought they could say whatever they wanted, mock the audience, and still expect people to show up, buy tickets, and support their projects. But that's not what happened. Audiences responded in the only way that really matters in Hollywood: with their wallets. They stopped buying tickets, they stopped streaming, they stopped caring. And what you're about to see is the result of an industry learning, too late, that fans don't like being talked down to. So let's start with the celebrity who many believe played a major role in damaging one of Disney's most iconic princess films of all time. When people talk about mainstream woke actresses, one name almost always comes up first. And yes, it's Rachel Zegler. If you somehow don't know who Rachel Zegler is, let me break it down quickly. Rachel became a rising star, but instead of celebrating the legacy she was stepping into, she publicly criticized it. She openly mocked Disney's classic Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, a film that generations of families grew up loving. She referred to the prince as a stalker, suggested his role wasn't important, and even implied that his scenes could be cut entirely from the movie. And she didn't say this privately. She said it openly, on camera, during interviews. The original animated film came out in 1937, and during one interview, she openly dismissed the love story, saying there was a big focus on Snow White's relationship with a man who literally stalks her. She laughed it off, called it weird, and made it clear the new version would be very different. She went even further, saying there might not even be a prince, or at least not the kind people expect. According to her, the remake would take a completely different approach to what audiences assume is a love story. But here's where it really crossed a line for many fans. Rachel was so confident, so sure of herself, that she even joked about her male co-star, Andrew Burnap. She openly said, "All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby." To many people, that came across as arrogant, dismissive, and completely disconnected from how franchises and teamwork actually work. Now, I'm not going to spend hours rehashing every controversy Rachel was involved in, because most of you already know the story. Instead, let's talk about the numbers, because numbers don't lie. Disney's Snow White was released in March 2025, and it quickly became one of the biggest financial disasters in Disney's recent history. The film reportedly grossed around $25 million worldwide. At first glance, that might sound like a lot, but here's the problem. The movie had a reported production budget of $250 million, and that doesn't even include marketing costs, which are often massive for Disney releases. In Hollywood math, a film needs to earn at least 2.5 times its budget just to break even. That means Snow White didn't just underperform, it lost Disney hundreds of millions of dollars. And yes, that's plural, hundreds of millions. But unfortunately for Rachel, the story doesn't end there. In December 2024, she starred in a comedy film called Y2K, released by A24. This movie wasn't just a disappointment. It was a historic box office bomb. We're talking about numbers so bad they became a punchline in industry circles. The film opened to embarrassingly low ticket sales, failed to build momentum, and disappeared from theaters almost immediately. Critics were unimpressed, audiences weren't interested, and suddenly, Rachel Zegler went from Hollywood's rising star to one of its biggest cautionary tales. And this pattern repeats again and again with other celebrities. One by one, stars who believed fame made them immune learned a harsh truth. Hollywood doesn't run on ego, it runs on audience support. When that disappears, so does everything else. Some of these celebrities faced public backlash so intense that studios quietly stopped calling them. Others watched their passion projects collapse before opening weekend, and a few simply vanished, retreating from the spotlight they once chased so desperately. So the question becomes, was it really worth it? Because at the end of the day, entertainment is supposed to entertain. And when creators forget that, when they lecture instead of listen, the audience always has the final say. And as you can see, Hollywood is